What's going on, everybody? We got Sneeps in the house. Let's go. We're gonna just draft. We're just gonna do a little drafty draft here. Maybe I don't know, talk a little Eurobasket, just some basketball stuff in general. And then I don't know, we can get into some NFL stuff. We're running a bunch of different wow, my chair's just not cooperating. A bunch of different splash sports contests, which are fun. So if you're not in if you're not in the chat, or if you're not in the splash zone, as a lot of people are calling it, the splash zone. If you're not in there, go get involved. Go get involved. If you need a link, just let me know. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Figure we can hang out for a little bit on this beautiful day. We're on an insane run of weather here in the East Coast. I don't know where everybody's coming in from today, but man, it's like incredible. So naturally, we're streaming. Hope everybody enjoyed the long weekend. This is what we're looking at right now. I entered two contests here. We entered the double dribble, which is waiting for 5, and the bounce pass, which is waiting for 3. Oh, I forgot. This is what the share screen looked like right now. Hold on. We're in full underdog mode right now. That's not good either. Let's try that. And so I guess like whatever one we fill first, we'll draft. Would prefer to, there we go, double dribble now 4 away. The double dribble is 4 away. Hold on, there we go. So yeah, it'd be fun to get a double dribble in more so than the $3 contest, but I'm down to do whatever. I believe here we're up to, I think we've done 46, NBA drafts so far, 33 double dribbles and 13 bounce passes. Had a fun one recently, actually. This one was a little interesting. We had some friends of the chat there. Weisberg was here. I think Maddie Harrison picked from the 4-hole too. But did a rare not get my wing until the 4th round. And we started with, we did a Jokic Giddey Mobley start. So that gave us 2 bigs. Then we got Trey Murphy, Miles Bridges. We got Cam Thomas, Asar Thompson, KPJ, Ace Bailey, Vassell, Bilal. Then we went Sexton and Wells, Kelly Oubre, Keyshawn, and then Ayo Dosunmu. So that was a pretty fun draft. I'm not doing that too often where we get 2 aggro bigs early. But been messing around with it a little bit. Another one let me just go check this quickly. All right, nobody else has entered. Another one, this is pre-stream as well. This was weird because if we look at the big board here, you'll see we had, I thought this was something weird that happened. We did the LeBron one get drafted on stream, right? We drafted from the 7 spot here, and we started with AD Goon. So we had another double-double, another bigs right off the bat there. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Cooper Flag as we go over to the rankings, because I got to tell, I'm starting to come around here on the Cooper Flag ranks, and I'm still torn. Shout out Natalie and Bruglia. I'm still torn here because, like, listen, he is going right. If he's down here right now, I have 30th, right? I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have him ranked 30th. I think this is like 33 or 34. But he is going based on ADP, right? If we scroll to the left side, he's going ahead of Mobley. He's going ahead of Franz Wagner, of LaMelo Ball, De'Aaron Fox, Chet Holmgren. That, like, I feel more comfortable if he was going in between Chet and Hero. And I'm a little bit stuck here because I do want some Cooper Flag exposure. But like, what does he actually have to do to burn you by not having him compared to some of those other guys, right? Like, if we were taking, let's go back to that. If you just like consistently take Franz Wagner ahead of him, if you can consistently take Evan Mobley ahead of him, LaMelo, even De'Aaron Fox and Chet Holmgren, what kind of numbers do Cooper Flag have to put up to kill you? And so I'm frustrated here because I do want some exposure to him. And I haven't listened to the whole podcast yet, but in the descriptor anyways, or in the title, the Hoop Collective, which is Brian Windhorst, Tim Bontemps, and Tim McMahon, all from ESPN, they spent a little bit of time talking about how Cooper Flag could actually be their point guard. And if that is the case, man, if he is going to play point guard for him, I do think that changes a little bit of his ceiling, because what I was like posing the last show that we did was that Flag would essentially Like if he really cooks, right? We're looking at what? With all those mouths to feed in Dallas, we're looking at what? Like, 16, 9, and 9, something like that, right? But if he's and that I think that would be an incredible rookie season. That'd be an incredible rookie season. Is that beating Franz Wagner's score? Is that beating Hero's score? LaMelo, if he's healthy, is that beating his score? That's what Maddie says. If Cooper Flag puts up the same numbers as Franz did last year, that would be a phenomenal season. Yeah, I agree. And let me actually pull up. You're not going to see it. I'm going to keep this screen up. Let me pull up what Franz's numbers were last year. Now, granted, some of those numbers you're going to take with a grain of salt because a lot of that was done without Paolo. But in 60 games, he averaged 24, 5, and 5, right? And so, is Cooper going to surpass that? But I don't know what to do because I think a full fade is a little scary. But I don't think I want to be overweight or even with the field. I think, I think what I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to hope he falls a little bit as we get closer to the season. I'm going to hope his numbers, his ADP comes down a little. Second thing I'm going to do is maybe for a run of 5 to 7 drafts, I'm going to move him up to say 28 or 27 and then just kind of get the exposure that way. So I have some and then shut it down and only take him if he falls. I don't want to be completely blind. I don't want to have 0 of them. And I think right now I only have, if we go look at my exposure, which includes, let me do a hard refresh, see if that gives me 46 teams, right? Because we said we had 46. I think right now I only have 1, maybe 2 shares of them. Yeah. All right. So let's look at Flag. We have, 36 entries. Let's see. Let's see what that is. If we look at the 15. So we've got 2. All right. We got 2 double dribbles of the 33. And then, how do I clear? Oh, filters. There we go. And then, so what's that? And then 2 shares in the $3. So I don't know. Maybe what if I'm doing 100? Do I want to get to 10%? Is that what we're looking for here? 10%. How are you guys treating Cooper Flag? Maddie, I know you've been in a lot of different drafts. I know what your dad has already done a bunch, which, by the way, just a reminder, we're looking for 4 more for the double dribble, 3 more for the bounce pass, whatever you feel. Jeb said Cooper Flag tried to get PJ Washington in trouble to get additional minutes. Yeah, I saw the PJ stuff going around. That was funny. He's going to climb just like Wemby did in his rookie season. So take cheap Flag while you can. Yeah, but all right. So he started at 28, I think. And so now he's coming down a little bit more. I do think you're right in the sense that if we see more reports that he's going to legit just be their starting point guard, I do think that will change his ADP. I think that's enough noise that would move him up a little bit. I don't know though. I don't know how much more he can go up. If you look at these the ADP, how many more spots does he jump in here? Are people going to start taking him over? I mean, I guess you could take Ja Morant gets hurt all the time. Steph's my age. Bam sucks. But are you taking him ahead of Donovan Mitchell ever? Are you taking ahead of Jalen Brunson ever? Josh Giddey, Amin Thompson, Jalen Johnson? I feel like he's kind of maxed out, no? Isn't he kind of maxed out? If he was their starting point guard, how many averages would he realistically how many assists would he realistically average? That's a good point. Let's see. How many assists did Flag average in college? Let's see. He 4 assists per game in college. 6, 7. I could see him averaging 7. If he's going to play true point guard, right? If we assume he's playing 30 minutes a game, he's playing true point guard, 7 dimes per game. I feel like anything more than that's kind of crazy as a rookie, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving him enough love as the rook. What your dad says, I have 5 out of 34 teams. I need more. Wemby was drafted in this range and climber to the second at the end of the rookie years. Rookie always get hype before the season. Yeah, but do you think? I would like to think people are sharp enough to know the difference in ceilings between Wembanyama and Cooper Flag. And that's not even that's no hate on Scooper. I think Cooper's going to be super. But do you think anyone's really? I don't know. I can't tell if Cooper Flag really is this next gen type rookie or if this is somewhere in the middle because of last season's horrible rookie class. Maddie's saying Luka averaged 21, 8, and 6 his rookie season. Yeah, like that's essentially. Well, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have to be that good. Like if he did 18, 8, and 6, I could see that beating like Franz Wagner. So I don't know. I think that's like looking at my ranks here. Which, by the way, let's fill one of these things. Let's get a draft in. By looking at my ranks here. Let's see. We have him. So when we get to that range, we go Giddey, Harden, KD, Pascal, Amon Thompson. I'm gonna move Amon. No, we'll leave him there. Amon Thompson, then Donovan Mitchell, J-Dub, Brunson right here, and then we go Bam, Mobley, Franz, Steph, Maxey, LaMelo, Cooper. I think I could make the case to do something like this. Maybe put Cooper right there, and move Franz back a little bit. I want him behind Maxey, I think. Because I do have, looking at my exposure over here. Oops, not that one. My NBA exposure. Like I have so much Wagner, so much Trey Murphy. I didn't realize how much Jarris Walker I had. Oh, there you go. The dude didn't show up to the meeting. Yeah. Well, I know, but I honestly think that makes the case a little bit higher for the assist range, right? If he's playing point, my fear with him earlier was that he was going to do maybe some secondary ball handling, but that he was mostly going to get his points from scoring points, rebounds, occasional blocks here and there, right? But if now you're putting the ball in his hands and he's feeding AD and he's feeding Clay and he's feeding PJ, whoever, right? All of a sudden his assist floor is much higher than it was. And just like if the ball's in his hands, I feel much more comfortable than if he's kind of doing more. I knew he wouldn't stand in the corner and shoot threes, but you know what I mean? Like, I do think that raises his ceiling quite a bit, but I don't know. Let's look at some other teams. Double dribble. 3 more, baby. 3 more for the double dribble. I'm going to get out of this because I don't want to draft 2 at a time, and I'd rather just do a double dribble. So let's get 3 more in there. Let's look at some of these other teams that we drafted here. What's this bad boy looking like? All right. Is this the one we did on stream where we went? Oh, no, I don't think so. Let's see. Was this the one where? No. Okay. So this was another one where we had the 3rd overall pick. You see, Weisberg had the 2nd overall pick in this one. Matty Harrison had the 8th over there, right? Is that the 8th? No. I'm sorry. That's the 11th. Trey Young. TST was having the conversation about moving Trey Young ahead of Sabonis. I think that's kind of a fun convo. But anyways, we went Wemby, Jalen Johnson, and then James Harden. We got our 2nd big with Triple J right there, trying to get a few more shares of Triple J, which meant our 2nd wing and 3rd wing were DeRozan and Ingram. Then we went Cam Thomas, Scoot, KPJ. I think this is my first share of Tumani Kamara here. Not that I've been avoiding him. I think he's just going a little high. Then Koulibaly. We got another wizard here, and Trey Johnson, the rookie. We went Nesmith, Boucher at 166. Cole Anthony, Davion. Like that one. I have noticed that Boucher is starting to climb a little bit more here. A little bit more is the Boucher climbing, which, I'll take credit for. You got 1 share flag. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I don't really know how to handle it. I don't know if we need a ton of them, but I am a little bit interested in it. Oh, let's change the background of this. Maybe this will get that's not the one we want. Is this the one we want? Yeah. And then we'll do this over here, right? Let's switch that. Bang. Okay, hold on. This is not the right one. Is it this one? And then, yeah. There we go. Shout out our guy TST, by the way, for developing this stuff. There it is, baby. All right. So waiting for 3 more. Let's get this thing. Come on. I want to get a draft in. Been grinding a ton of MLB tape here. A ton of MLB tape. Was doing so much of that this weekend. And it sucked. We did I hate doing MLB DFS on Underdog. Not that I hated doing it on Underdog. I hate it in general, but I just need to scratch the itch. That's why I'm so excited for NFL to be back. I am so excited for NFL. Even, did my annual tradition. I tweeted this out of trying to trick myself into getting into college football again. And I was like, oh, we got Texas, baby. Texas and Ohio State. This will be a barn burner. That game was so boring. I guess if you're an Ohio State fan, that's very exciting, but it's just not fun for me. I know there's some real big college football heads. If you went to a big D1 school, I get it. Although I will say my USF Bulls got that big W on Thursday. That was fun. Shout out Borland, who was sending me updates. And then what was the? And then I watched a little TCU UNC last night, which was just hilarious. It was just hilarious. Oh, Patty Coins in the chat. Patty Coins up in here. He was grinding some MLB with me last night. Took a victory lap after the first inning or second inning when Eugenio Suarez hit a double and was trying to say that he figured out baseball. That was pretty fun. I think the Mariners proceeded to score 0 runs. No, they got 2 in the ninth, right? Any other Eurobasket takeaways? I saw Yusuf Nurkic was talking trash to Giannis, which I think is just crazy, man. Dude, you check him for CTE, I think, at this point. We do. We need a CTE check on our guy, the Bosnian Beast. All right, let's tweet out. We need 3 more here. We need to fill this thing. We do. What did everybody else get into in the long weekend, huh? Anybody else get into anything fun? I didn't do too much, honestly. We went to my buddy's show on Saturday night. That was great. I haven't been to the Upright Citizens Brigade, where I used to do some jokes at, some comedy at back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but when I first moved here, took some classes there, was there all the time. They opened up a new place kind of near Union Square in New York City. And went to see my buddy Justin's show. He's been running this monthly show there that I hadn't checked out yet. And that was a lot of fun. I had a great dinner at this place, Ribalta. It's like Italian place down there. It's great. And then did nothing the rest of the weekend. We're still like almost have like a vacation hangover, you know? What your dad said, I don't follow Euro that much, but I've seen some Underdog tweets that are making me scared of the Lowry fade. Yeah, man, I made a joke the other day on a Celtics Daily show that the conversation this offseason with the Utah Jazz was that, one, they would probably trade Lowry Markkanen, but that they couldn't trade him until Utah brought his value back up because he's barely played the last couple of seasons. Well, the country of Finland has helped bring his value back up. In the friendlies leading up to Eurobasket, I think he put up 40 twice. And then I think in Eurobasket, I know he's put up 40 at least once, maybe twice. Yeah, he's been going nuts. The scores today, let's see. Bosnia actually beat Greece 80-77. I thought I saw that. Did we see that Giannis did not play this game, right? If we look at the player stats, Nurkic finished with 18 and 10. Yeah, looks like Giannis did not play in this one. I don't know if he got hurt or what, but I wasn't really watching. But yeah, Bosnia won that one 80-77. Shout out Pusta. And then we had Israel beat Belgium. Let's see, how did Denny cook here? Let's see. How did Mr. Avdija do? Let's see. We got Denny going for 22, 3, and 4. This is I thought, yeah, Belgium, not Germany. I was like, holy crap, Germany lost, but no, Belgium. Similar flag. Our guy, Namias Keita, though. Keita, who the last time we were here, I think we said he crushed his first matchup. I forget who they played. They won Portugal. It's the only game they've won. Let me see if I can scroll fast enough to find it here. Portugal, where are you at, girl? Wow, I can't find it now. But Portugal won their first game. And why can't I find it? What the hell? Anyways, he went off. He had 23 and 18 in their first game. And then they lost to yesterday to Latvia. But Keita still had a nice game. I think it was here it is, 16 and 7. He had a good showing against Alpi Sengun when they played Turkey. He's actually been like balling out quite a bit. The only matchup he had like a tough game with was Nikola Jokic in Serbia. They just kind of got smoked. They really didn't have a shot. In this one. Wade Dad said, I just can't trust the Jazz ever. They are not a serious organization. Yeah, I know. I've pushed Lowry pretty far down. I think it was Matty Harrison who mentioned in one of the streams that Lowry was one of his highest owned guys. I was struggling with it because for that same reason, it's like how many games you're going to get out of them. And then if we look at some of the dudes that are going around Markkanen right now, if we go back to ADP here for the NBA. I think Lowry's going around 60, right? They have him going at 58. So he's going ahead of Mikal Bridges. It looks like Jimmy Butler has fallen down a little bit. Michael Porter Jr.'s come up a little bit. So he's going ahead of Bridges, Jimmy, Michael Porter Jr., Ingram, OG Anunoby, RJ. And I think so that where do I have him in that range? I do think I want to move him up a little bit here. So I have Jimmy ahead of him. Obviously, I have Duran is there, Sar's there, Reeves is there. I do have him ahead of Brandon Ingram right now. I think what I might do, though, just to get some exposure is put him right there, just so I get some. Because I don't want to be completely nude of Lowry Markkanen. We need to get 3 more. We need to fill this thing. I don't know how long I can vamp for. We need to fill these drafts, baby. Luka's been cooking too. Like that's been a consistency here in Eurobasket. I can give you some of those numbers there. Hold on one second. We can pull up some of those to see what Luka's been doing. We're just kind of run through all the numbers. Had a triple-double, I believe only the 4th or 5th player in Eurobasket history to get a triple-double. He had one and a win. What was the number, though? There was a good number. We didn't talk about Thanasis signing with Milwaukee. He took a 1-year deal. Thought that was incredible. Let's see. What else? Where's the Luka numbers? Okay, I thought this would be easier to find. There we go. 26 points, 10 boards, 11 dimes, 5th player ever to record a triple-double in Eurobasket history. Pretty impressive stuff from Luka. It really does feel like the Luka MVP conversation is going to start happening. Have you touched on the THT news? Yeah, oh, dude, let's do a drop. Let's do a drop for our guy THT, who's about to play some overseas basketball, most likely get some hair plugs, too, as he goes to the nation of Turkey. Let's get our THT guy cooking. THT, All right, here we go. Willie Dad was saying, waiting. Oh, yeah. Anyways, THT's playing in Turkey. He signed. Waiting for this to fill. Looking at my exposies. Highest owned after 34 W dribs. Keyshawn, hell yeah, 40%. 47. I got a lot of Keyshawn George. Asar at 35%. Just started clicking him a little bit more regularly. Ja at 35%. I'm back and forth on him. I want to make sure. I think I want to be even on the field on Ja. Filipowski, I got a ton of. Edie, man, we were talking about this the last stream. Yeah, I would love to just talk more about Zach Edey because I don't really know. I'm nervous about this injury. Big dudes with feet injuries or ankle injuries make me nervous. We know that he's going to miss a little bit of time. Hopefully he's back for the start of the season. But, I mean, they ran an insane amount of pick and rolls last year after they fired their coach. They traded Desmond Bain, so the ball is going to be in Ja's hands. So I kind of like the correlation of what you've done here, where you're like, if I think Ja's going to cook, I also think Edey's going to cook along with them. If we look at the bigs, right, Edey is going, let's see, where's Edey going? Zachary. I've got him ranked 123. His ADP is 125, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Filipowski's right there behind him. I don't think I have a lot of Zach Edey. Let me look at this here. Let me look at the Eads. Let's see. I don't think I have much. 0. We've got 0 Edey. 0 Edey. Wow. If we go position by position, though, let's just do the $15 ones. Let's just do the $15 ones. I think that's the right way to do it. Look at this. Jokic, 18%. Jokic, my highest owned big through 33 is pretty fun. 18%. Great. I'll take it. I will take that each and every time. Filipowski, I mentioned 18%. I was getting him, I think, much later in drafts for a while. He started to come up a little. I do think he's probably my favorite Jazz, along with I'm still going to be clicking Keontae George. I just can't help it. Daniel Gafford. This is probably my worst job that I've done here. I want to shout out TST again. He was somebody that pointed out, speaking of TST, get in the draft, TST. He was somebody that pointed out that the ADP was stupid on Derek Lively, where you basically are getting the same player between Lively and Gafford in a lot of ways. And Gafford was going so much further ahead of Lively. I will say that has corrected since then, but it is kind of nuts. I've got 4 bigs at 18%, and Jokic and Wemby are 2 of them, which means I'm drafting top 3. I will say Wemby has fallen to me at 5, I think twice. So that's part of the reason. But anyways, Khalil Ware we have down there. Anthony Davis, we've got more than we'd like of him. Jay Huff was somebody I was clicking a ton early. So was DeAndre Ayton. I've slowed down on both of those guys a little bit. Zubac is down here. You got Walker Kessler, Yang Hansan. We were taking a lot of him early. We've slowed down a little bit. Same thing with Klingon. Onyeka Okongwu's ADP has kind of gone bonkers. I think he could still get there, but not as enticing as like the 16th round that we were getting earlier. Wade says, guys, I have 0 in the first 3 rounds. LeBron, Siakam, Sengun, Donovan, Fox, Chet, Triple J, and B Daniels. What would you change? Sengun. I think Sengun. I think TST can correct me if I'm wrong. Houston has one of the more favorable postseason matchups. I like Sengun a lot, so I think I would try to get some of him. That Triple J too, I think I want a little bit more of. I'm a little bit light on Donovan Mitchell, honestly. Or I don't know how much I've taken him, but I'm not like excited to draft Donovan Mitchell. I'm nervous about this Cavs team a little bit. I know Garland's going to miss some time. Sounds like he won't be ready to go for the beginning of the season. So like you would like to think that you want Donovan Mitchell then, right? Because, oh, no Garland. I kind of think Cleveland is looking around at the East and they're saying, hey, we're not really scared of anybody here. So, like, of course, we would like to be the 1 seed. But if we're the 2 seed or the 3 seed, I don't think that matters too much. I feel like they want their guys to be healthy. And Donovan is someone who's gotten hurt the last couple of postseasons. He puts up big numbers, right? But does seem like a little run down towards those end of the games because he's been doing so much. I just wonder if they take their foot off the gas a little bit. And if they do, I don't know. Mobley's the one that I feel the safest with in Cleveland. I do think the Max Strus thing is pretty serious, though. He's going to miss a ton of time. I would be shocked if he's back maybe before the All-Star break. And so if that's the case, like, does DeAndre Hunter get a little bit more run? But if they're without Hunter and Garland for extended periods of time, it makes sense that we should find somebody in Cleveland. And I think everybody's going to gravitate towards Mitchell and towards Jesus Christ, Mitchell and DeAndre Hunter. I think it makes me a little bit more excited about Mobley. Maybe he takes on a little bit more. And then it sounds nuts, but I might be clicking Sam Merrill here a little bit late. If you think both of those guys are going to miss, they just paid them to come back. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking it over. Anyways, and there's Sengun, by the way, 6%. I only have 2 Sengun shares. Don't love that. Let's do the wing position next while we wait. By the way, still waiting for 3 more. Come on, guys. Bilal Coulibaly continues to be somebody that I click each and every time. Reports that he grew 2 inches this offseason. That's nuts. Don't know how true that is. I actually haven't been paying attention to Eurobasket too much. I know that team is loaded. Is our guy Coulibaly playing for France? I feel like he's on the roster, but is he actually getting some run? Let me find. Wow, France lost to Israel. Didn't realize that. Let's look at. They're not showing all of the games here. This is pissing me off a little bit. All right, let me grab the box score from that game. This was on the 31st. If we look at the player stats here, yeah, he's out there, but not playing a ton. He played 16 minutes, 4 and 4. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with Washington. I just know that I want some pieces to it. So, okay, speaking of Washington, they're saying his price makes no sense. He's just as good as or better than Bub and goes 6 rounds later. Listen, I'm a Bub believer, but I also like Keyshawn George. Trey Murphy is somebody like I'm just going to continue to think, if he stays healthy, he's going to outperform those guys that are around him. If I go back to the ranks of the wings, like right now, guys going ahead of Trey Murphy are Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Kawhi Leonard, Julius Randle, DeMar DeRozan. And I think I'm willing to go on a limb and say that I think he outscores all of those guys. But Franz Wagner, same thing. Although I mentioned I'm like slowly pumping the brakes on my Franz exposure. slowly pumping the brakes there. Jarris Walker, I still haven't been getting a lot of him. I feel like his ADP maybe has come up a little. We got DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, DeMar DeRozan. I have a lot of him, but just because that to me is like the beginning of a wing run, and I think people don't like clicking DeMar DeRozan. By the way, if you're just joining us, because I know a couple more people just got here, three more, get in. Anyways, DeMar DeRozan, Herb Jones. Again, just I feel like his ADP should be a little bit higher. Talked a lot about Andrew Wiggins the last show. Wiggs is in there. Kelly Oubre is somebody, I don't know why I keep clicking, but I do at the end of drafts. Brandon Ingram. Ryan Dunn was somebody I was taking a ton early on, slowed down a little bit. Jalen Johnson down there. We got Obi, Paolo, Kawhi. But you can see in the wing position, I'm pretty spread out, right? I know hard stances on Koulibaly, Trey, Franz. After that, though, it's essentially like Jarris and DeRozan, which I explained, but then all of these guys here, somewhere between 15 and 18%. Wiggins, Oubre, Ingram, Dunn, Jalen Johnson, Obi Toppin, Kawhi Leonard, Siakam, Harris is at 12%. So is Boucher. So it's pretty spread out over there. LeBron, 12%, whatever. Jimmy Butler, pretty light on him and Bridges. RJ, somebody I was wildly overweight on last year, a little light on this season. Neesmith, J-Dub is somebody I feel like is ADP. Him and Amin Thompson, who I love. I think I will play them a ton in the daily game. Yet in best ball, I don't know how much I'm going to have. I don't know. We'll see. There's some Tatum shots that I took. Jesus, there's the 2 Cooper flag shares. I get excited for Kuminga for about 2 or 3 drafts when I thought we were going to see Kuminga get moved to the Kings. Golden State Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga's team seem to be on drugs. So I don't really know if a move is ever going to happen. So pump the brakes on that. I don't think that's one we need to react to just yet. And now the guard position here. I think this has more to do with the tier break of Cam Thompson, Jordan Poole, where it feels like it's the last time. Although, I mean, you could argue these guys aren't safe. But I think they have like enough of a floor with a monster ceiling at that range. Emmanuel Quickley's kind of in that conversation too. And then it gets riskier and riskier from there, right? Because from that range, it's like those Celtics guards and Pritchard and Simons, which gets a little hairy. Then it's like Malik Monk, Kevin Porter Jr., Scoot Henderson, Keontae George, just guards with a little bit more risk as we get later. So that's kind of why I've been making sure I've been grabbing those guys, especially if you're starting with like elite bigs or 3 or 4 wings in the first 6 rounds. Usually you're kind of forced into this scenario of taking Cam or Poole as your first guard or your second guard. And then you're going to see a lot of those names. Keyshawn George there's 33% of him. 30% KPJ. Let's do a drop. We'll do a KPJ drop while we're here. Let's do a Porter Jr. drop. And we better get a draft in. We're still waiting for 3. Maybe I'll check the $3 one here once we find the Porters. We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters. I jumped back in the $3 one. And somehow there's less people in it now than there was before. We've been live for 35 minutes. We just might be talking about drafting without actually drafting. That might be what we end up doing. But anyways, KPJ I mentioned, that's where I left off. Keyshawn, and then IQ down there at 27%. Monk was somebody I was taking a ton of. Now I don't really know what the Kings are doing, man. Just evergreen. That's evergreen. And then Keontae, Scoot, Bub, Jalen Wells down here, D'Lo, Sexton. Giddey started taking a little bit more of Giddey. Maxey, most of this is earlier. We took some Fear shots, some Collier shots. Dennis Schroeder, man, if they do move off of Monk, they were also talking about moving off of Devin Carter, the second-year guy. What are the Kings doing, man? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And then we've got some Dylan Harper, Dante, whatever. That's where we're at right now. I think looking at the main guys here based on ADP, Giannis is scary. I think I only have 2 Giannis shares so far. And I have him ranked 2, right? You can see in my ranks I have him 2, but it seems like so does everybody else. So if you're not drafting him in the 2 hole, you're not getting him. TSC made the case. I forget if it was on stream or just in our group chat. about potentially putting Giannis over Jokic in the 101. I was thinking about doing that only because I just don't like, I'm not getting any. And so, but I'm getting a lot of Jokic right now. So maybe it's worth taking a couple of shots on Giannis. I think it feels nutso to do it, but with Jokic and the Nuggets having like a really bad playoff / finals, my concern with Giannis is the injury stuff. Like, and I don't know what this Milwaukee team is going to look like. I know we mentioned Thanasis signed a 1-year deal, I think, with the Bucks. So maybe that's proof that the Bucks won't move off of Giannis, and they don't have their first round pick, so it's not like they're going to rest him intentionally, I don't think. And the East sucks. So if you think the Nuggets have like a top 3 seed wrapped up and they're slowing down, you got more bites at the apple with Giannis. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I want. I mean, obviously, I'd be very happy to be like 30% Jokic, right? Of course, I would. But it might be worthwhile throwing some Giannis there in the one just to get some. But you can see that. I mean, the projection difference, 600 points. That's nothing to sneeze at, man. That's nothing to sneeze at. And like you look at the rest of the finals too. I mean, who the closest is Wemby, and then Giannis, right? You got Shea there at 3,900 or 39,000. No, yeah, 3,900. But pretty big drop-offs. I don't know. Is anybody else doing that? Is anybody going Giannis over Wemby here? I don't know if anybody's doing it. I don't know. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm pretty light on SGA. I mean, SGA is still having a higher ADP than Luka. Until that flips, I probably won't get much of Shea. I think I have 1 share so far, and that has to do with like me having the 5th pick and Luka going 4. Cade, happy to take Cade and Paolo here. I still have them ahead of Anthony Edwards, who I'm not going to have really any Ant-Man. I don't think I'm going to have too much Sabonis either. I'll take a couple of shares, but I do think I'm going to start putting Trey ahead of him there. Kind of surprised I don't have a lot of Scotty or Jaylen Brown. Well, I'm not surprised I don't have a lot of Jaylen Brown, but Scotty, because I have him as high as I do, you'd think I'd be getting a little bit more. But again, as you can see, with basically, what is that? Almost 40% of my drafts drafting from the like 1 through 5, essentially, with all the Jokic and Wemby that I'm getting. That means Barnes is not going to be there. Same thing with Sengun. Booker, we talked about his postseason experience. It's kind of tough to, I mean, not postseason experience, but like the playoff schedule. It's tough to get in there. Waiting for 2 more for the double dribble. Let's go. Let's get in there. My rankings from day 1 says, why dad, you were Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Wemby. Okay, so you've kept Luka at 3. What's your Luka stuff right now? What's that number looking like? What's that number looking like for Luka? Sorry, we got out of that other $3 contest. Because yeah, I've had Luka 4. I've had Luka 4, but that's as high as I've gone. That's as high as I've gone. Just because, like, I don't know, I just love the ceiling of Wemby so much. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the Luka take. Cat, yeah, again, I moved him down once TST did the schedule breakdown of the Knicks having a pretty terrible schedule. Also, one thing that we've noticed, there's no Yabba Dabba Do, no Yabusele in the player pool. We learned that was because I think Underdog thought he might be going back overseas, and when they debuted the contest with the ADP and the rankings, it was before he had signed. There you go. Maddie says slow drafting Cat and Bam. Is that good enough to stop taking bigs? I think normally, yes, but with Cat's playoff schedule, I'd get a 3rd big. I think I would get a 3rd big. I would. Oh, we just had, oh, no, it's 2 people left. Sorry, I thought it said 4 people left on my screen. But yeah, I think I would get 1 more there. I would get 1 more. Look, who else are we light on? Harden, we took a lot early. We've slowed down on him. KD's down there, Siakam. Yeah, we kind of went over. We went over that a little bit. We went over it. Whew. We need a draft, man. Real quick on the Splash Sports stuff. I'm going to share a link, I think. But we've been doing a bunch of different contests for week 1. First of all, we got a couple of different survivor pools going on. which is fun. So go get involved in the survivor pool. But we also have just like week-to-week pick'ems. We've got a tiered contest. So we get a bunch of different stuff in there. So in a bunch of different price points. We get some high rollers, some low stuff. So whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Let's see. Was there any other like NBA news we've missed? It really is just like some of the quietest shit I've seen in a very long time. Like it's kind of stunning how dead it's been in this space. The all we've seen really is what we saw, that insane LeBron commercial. We haven't talked about that yet. That, like, honestly, man, you got nobody in your life telling you this is a bad idea. Nobody. No one to be like, hey, man, this is bad. That's a terrible commercial. Terrible. I joked, I thought it was going to be a Burger King reveal. And I'll stand by this. If it was that it was like a Burger King crown reveal, that would have been a great commercial. If LeBron had teamed up with the BK Lounge and that was the ad, that's a great ad. But instead that was serious. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? You don't need to do that. You need people in your life that'll be honest with you. No one's being honest with LeBron. That was rough. Anyways, that's the kind of NBA news. Right? It did. It seemed like such a great setup. I really was. Like, I legit thought this was going to be a great reveal. Also, the first couple of people I saw share it on my timeline, because I was on, when it came out, I was like scrolling. They seemed like it was positive. Which commercial? Oh my, well, fuck it. We'll watch it now while we wait for this to fill. We'll watch it now. Hold on. Let's do this. Let me switch. Let's switch some media assets here. Also, enter the freaking double dribble draft so we can fill this crap. All right, let's do. Hold on. Let's do. I think we can watch it, right? We can't get in trouble for watching it. We're not going to get demonetized, right? All right, let's go find this LeBron commercial from yesterday. All right, here it is. Okay, 30 seconds. Great. Can you guys see? Before I hit play, you should be able to hear this with audio. Actually, let me put the headphones on. All right, here we go. This is just like the cringe lord right here.
They called him the chosen one.
And voiceover.
He carried the weight of every expectation on his shoulders.
Okay.
But he never broke.
He took
we were all witnesses. Every rival was defeated. Every idol was destroyed. He took the crown and kept it.
This is what I'm talking about.
Behold the greatness. He is the Forever King.
Wow. The Forever King. Also, Jeb trying to just smash some pop culture stuff together because he saw some videos of The Rock going around losing weight. Why is everybody obsessed about The Rock? Dude, he's in a movie. People lose weight. Let me introduce you to Christian Bale, baby. That's what I'm saying. I thought it was the Burger King crown. I really thought that it didn't look like a real crown. Also, one more for this double dribble. Can we make this happen? One more entrant, please. All right, let me switch the screen thing again so that it looks cool, because we've got one more and then we can make the magic happen here. Waiting for one. Let's go. I don't think I did that right with the share screen. Hold on. Yeah, whoops. Bang. All right, there we go. Also, by the way, no promo code, not yet anyways, but I've really enjoyed the I really enjoyed the Underdog Masterclass. I don't know how many people have messed around with that at all. But the roundtables are really good. And for somebody that plays like a ton on Underdog, both with Best Ball and on the dailies, I always find that stuff useful to hear, like, people who are good at something just kind of talk through processes. So highly recommend if that's your thing, especially if you are new to getting involved in the daily stuff, whether it's NFL. I know when the NBA comes out, they'll have some stuff ready for that. At least I assume they will. But like, just really good combos around the NFL battle royales, which I consider myself pretty casual when it comes to the NFL. Like, I've had some decent scores with it, but I'm more just having fun clicking buttons with the NFL versus the NBA, where I wake up and the first thing I do is look at the Vegas odds and then decide who's playing and who's not. But yeah, Charles says they didn't get biblical, so it didn't get too weird. Pretty damn close though. What if it was a crown of thorns? Now that would have been crazy. Actually, honestly, I'd be back in. If he just declared himself Jesus, I think I'd be back in. Like, if you're going to take a swing, take a swing. There we go. Joker Rock in the house. Yeah, it's an insane commercial, man. Joker Rock, I need boots on the ground. How are we feeling about Zach Edey right now? How are we feeling about Edey? How's that knee? Also, Joke Rock, join this draft. We got one more to fill this thing. LeBron did choke off a series. He must think the fans are goldfish. Yeah, I just you got to pick different voiceover. You got to pick different. You can't talk like you've never lost when you famously have lost a ton of finals. Also, I mean, you guys know this. I'm not a LeBron hater. I think what LeBron's done's wild, weirdly impressive. I was looking at it this morning. LeBron has finished top 10 or better in MVP voting. I believe it was every single year of his career besides 3. That's nuts. Winning 4 of them. Like, that's an incredible, again, not a LeBron hater. That was a crazy commercial though. Yeah, LeBron hanging from across with Jeb tweets as the nails. Yeah. Again, listen, I would have been back in, man. If it was about Burger King, Crown Royal. Now, Crown Royal wouldn't have been funny though. That wouldn't have been a funny collab. That would have been taken too seriously. Burger King would have been good. White Castle, that would have been fine. And then Jesus. Like, if you know how we get those Jesus Super Bowl ads? If he did one that was just declaring him Jesus, hilarious. I'm in. JJ Barea 4-2 against LeBron. Northeastern legend, JJ Barea. I think, is he coaching now? Is Barea coaching? All right, we still need one more. LeBron gets us. That's actually a funny, man, this is a funny bit. If I still had that dog in me, which I don't know if I do, a really funny video would be, I shouldn't say really funny. We should talk through this right now. Being somebody that lives in the city, you know how sometimes you'll go to the train or just a place that is heavily populated, and there's somebody with either a pamphlet, a bullhorn, or a sandwich sign, just being like, if you died today, where are you going? Right? Like that kind of thing. If there's a way to do that, someone who is just the biggest LeBron stan, who's just doing that, treating it like you need to convert before it's too late, but it's for LeBron as the GOAT, I think would be pretty funny. I think maybe if he announces it's his last season, then it works, right? Then it really works. But there is something pretty funny there. Also, listen, not to get biblical or political. What's the conversion rate for those guys? Now, I'm sure they would respond with every soul matters, but say you're out there 8 hours a day. Well, it's probably not. Let's just 8 hours a day for a full week. All right, 7 days, 6 days, because they're taking Sunday off for the Lord. So what's that? 48 hours. In 48 hours, how many conversations are they having with people? Versus just how many people got yelled at and they were like, man, I gotta change. Anyways, this is what happens when we're 50 minutes to fill this thing. We're one away. Joker Rock back on the Zach Edey stuff. I can see the wheels falling all the way off after 3 or 4 weeks. Everyone could lock in to try to avoid all the outside noise. Oh, you mean just the Grizzlies in general? I'm just talking about Zach Edey, though. I just can't figure out how, what his health situation is right now. What's the Edey health situation? Also, I got to write down this LeBron bit. I don't know if there's anything there, but this is the process. We write it down because I got another bit that I'm working on that I actually am going to try to record this shit before that. Actually, it stemmed from the 89 Cavs. For those that remember, we were talking about a segment about somebody just debuted some new sneakers. And I want to do a commercial for Jalen Brunson's new sneakers where it just like you put them on and you instantly flop. So a little commercial for our guy Brunson. Does Brunson have sneakers? What would be the right brand for Brunson if we did this bit? I also think I'm going to get dudes on my 40 and over team. Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to ask them to just dive. I'm just going to record the game. There'll be enough diving that happens, which, by the way, new season starts in a week or so. New season, 40 and up. Time to cook a little bit more. My last season at the youngest age in the league, and then some other 40-year-old bucks are going to come in. But 2 disappointing performances in a row. We lost in the playoffs when I was at a wedding. I missed the playoff game. And then this season, we needed to win our last 2 games, and I was in Europe, and we lost. We won one and lost one. We need to make both. He seems like okay, I was going to say, I think Adidas sounds right. New Balance, I think, would work. What about Hoka? Who would be, that's another good bit. Who would be the Hoka NBA player? Pat Spencer? Is Pat Spencer the Hoka rep? Who else? Pat Connaughton. Do you have to be named Pat to be a part of Hoka? If you zoom back out from LeBron putting on the crown, he's actually in between protesters giving out a Pepsi. Giving out a Pepsi. Oh, Walker Kessler's good. The entire Utah Jazz are sponsored by Hoka. And it's just a photo of Filipowski, Lowry Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Actually, is there a good image on the internet? I might just tweet this out. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a good image. Utah Jazz, Lowry, Markkanen, Kyle, Filipowski, Walker Kessler. Let's see. Let's get some images here if we can get a good one. Oh, yeah, this is good. Yusuf Nurkic is on the team, too. I forgot about that. Hold on. We need somebody to enter this draft so I can stop messing around here. All right, I'll let you guys decide here. Utah Jazz as a team have just signed a shoe deal with Hoka. Let's see. Let's hold on. Yeah, this is a good joke, but also like real, right? How does this look, guys? What do we think? The Utah Jazz as a team have just signed a shoe deal with Hoka. Is this a banger? Although my Twitter number, I suck on Twitter now. My Twitter days are running stuff up. Look at Yusuf Nurkic in the front. Just incredible stuff. This team is a joke, man. It's fired off. Let's just fire it off. It's spelled Hoka like that, right? Now I'm thinking it's spelled like Polka. No, it's Hoka. All right. Let's fire it off. Oh, that's a good bit. Instead of drafting teams, this is what we're doing today, guys. This is what we're doing. But if you're just joining us, one more for a double dribble. For the love of God, enter this thing. Because it will be painful. I feel like I do have to draft this right now, but at some point we have to call it quits on this stream, I think. Couple of things too. Well, I thought it just filled. Damn it. Couple of business things though. We got some exciting news. I'm sure you heard the NBA tip-off show is coming back. So October 21st, we're going to 8 straight hours, baby. 8 straight hours of NBA content with some of your favorite NBA media people and podcasters all over the world. So get excited for that. We got a sponsor for the show. Very exciting. We'll have some So Rare NBA updates soon, both from a business side, but also from a gameplay side, which I'm excited about. A lot of fun stuff coming around. The NBA bit's going to be back. I think what we'll do is exactly 1 month before the NBA season starts. So September 21st, although let's see what day that is. That is a Sunday. So maybe September 22nd. So not next Monday or the Monday after, but the following one. NBA bit's going to fire up 5 days a week again. And I think we're going to mess around with the time a little bit. I'm deciding what to do right now, whether it's going to be afternoon, midday, or morning. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be a longer show. We're going to be doing some 2-hour shows, I think. We're still going to be doing our So Rare MLB show on their channel on Thursdays throughout the rest of the postseason. And then the NBA Live Before Lock stuff will be coming up soon. We'll have some announcements around that. So I know it's been a little bit quiet around here outside of random fantasy drafts and Celtics daily drafts, but I realized I hadn't slowed down on content in like 5 years. So I feel a little bit more recharged, trying to be a little bit more intentional with our plans, but excited. Okay, that tweet has 0 likes so far. We're off to a good start with our Hoka jokes. Really good stuff. Joke Rock says you're trying, but Underdog logged you out. And all the Edie news lately has been about a speeding incident. He had a speeding incident? Zach Edie had what did Edie do? Wow, Edie was speeding. Interesting. Come on, let's get this thing filled. One more. Let's get a draft in, huh? Let's get a draft in. Also, just like a fun Splash Sports thing, I just throw a bunch of different contests out there. I put a high roller $500 entry on Splash for Survivor, just like created the contest. 3 people in it already. Sickos. It's good though. Man, I thought one glass of water was going to get us through this, but now I'm a little nervous. We're going to have to do a refill before this draft even starts. Which then means we need a bathroom break. Like, I don't have the logistics set up for this. We just need one more. All right, let's get it in the Discord again. Let's get it in the Discord. Let's see what's going on. We'll tweet it out too. We'll do another tweet. See if that'll help. Let's go. Come on. One more. Like, honestly, 3 would be worse. Oh, Hilton Head Island. All right, Maticato. Living that summer life. Maticato, are you ever at home? Like, have you ever been at home? Well, maybe you are from South Kakalaki. I can't remember. Hilton Head Island is a posh 12-mile-long resort island in South Carolina, known for its natural beauty, pristine beaches, and abundance of outdoor activities, including golf, tennis, cycling, and smoking some. Okay, makes sense why you're there. Home is where the hash is. There we go. Ballwell in the chat. This is how it's been all month. Crazy how long it takes you to fill. Ballwell, there was like a 2-day run. There was a 2-day run where we had, like, it was filling. I was doing like 3 a day, and now it's been just crickets the rest of the way. Crickets. Baldwell, hit us with some exposures. What are some of your underdog takes so far? Also, we need to get, when we get closer to the season, if you're up for it, would love to get you on stream and draft one. We need some more guest drafters. Maybe we steal some of Overzet's ideas and just like spin wheels and get drafters on. Thank you, Maticato. Thank you. Okay, we're filled. Yes, let's go. All right, let's see. What do we have in here? We get D-Mark. D-Mark has been in every single one of my drafts. We're drafted from the 104. Then we got Wade from the 105. Joker Rock 106. Glad Joker Rock was able to log in. Ballwell 107. T-Bear, is that you? Is that you, Charles, at the 108? Maddie Harrison at the 109. Then we got Absorbing Rob and Unk up in there. All right, let's go. Hopefully everybody's in front of their computer. We're going to draft fast. There we go. Joker Rock was able to. Oh, man, this is huge. This is huge for us. We're actually going to get to draft. Would love a Luka share here, but the way things have been running, I imagine Wemby just falls to me at 4 because I'm only allowed to draft Jokic and Wemby these days. But let's see. Let's see what happens. What does D-Mark do? I will say, if we do get Wemby at 4, we will be doing our second double big here, I think, in the first 3 rounds. Oh, first draft. Well, hey, welcome. Happy to break that cherry for you, T. Charles. Thanks for hanging in, man. Thanks for hanging in. Koulibaly, Jalen Green, Whitmore, Ingram are some of my highest owned so far. Ballwell, music to my freaking ears. Ballwell, did you see the report? Koulibaly grew 2 inches this offseason. You love to see that. I don't have enough Jalen Green or Cam Whitmore. I do have some Ingram, though. All right, no shocker here. Joker off the top rope. Joker off the top rope early here. This is where it gets fun, though. Let's see if anybody steps out of line. You know, maybe he takes Wemby too, and then someone's like, I think Luka's going to win MVP, and then we get Giannis 4. That would be cool. Would love a share of Giannis here. But more likely, it's Luka Magic. That would be my guess. Oh, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander goes 2. We're having some fun. Oh, come on. Take Wemby, you coward. Take Wemby, you coward. Wow. Right off the top. Wow. Shea, too. Just living La Vida Loca here. Fresh off his MVP and finals run. Shea off the board. Wemby. Oh! Let's go. Giannis in the 4 spot. Oh, baby. Let's go. Welcome aboard. The Greek Freak. Let's go. Wemby's going to go 6 in this draft, which is crazy as well. Joker Rock, you get to log on and you're given a gift. Oh, no, Wemby, excuse me. Wait, who just fell? No, Luka. It was Luka that fell. It was Giannis. Excuse me. I'm wilding right now. I'm like tweaking out because Giannis fell to 4. This is what happens when you do an hour of content that's just vamping to try to get a draft on. The underdog gods give you Giannis at 4. Whoo! That's spicy. That is spicy. God, rock hard. All right, so Joker Rock takes Paolo. Ballwell gets Ant-Man. Now it's up to T-Bear. Let's see what T-Bear is going to do here. I'm assuming he's got Cade on his mind. Also could do some big action in AD or some bone. And it's Anthony Davis, which means Detroit Pistons fan Matty Harrison gets his guy.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball!
Huge. This is a fun start. No, I don't even think that was bad, though, T. Charles. I think that's fine. I think I'm taking AD or Cade, too. Totally up to you, man. Totally up to you. I don't even think that's crazy. What I would say, though, with Anthony Davis, I'm only taking either 1 more or 2 more bigs total. I either probably 2. I probably take another one mid-draft, 3rd one late, depending on who falls to me. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see. Trey goes at the turn, moving into the 2nd round. Trey Scotty. Oh, click. Is that what we do? Trey Scotty, click. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I missed Unk. Trey, okay, JB Devin Booker. Interesting, man. I was talking about with TST last show, but was very excited about getting a little bit more Devin Booker in my life. But that schedule's tough. Schedule is tough to get D-Book on there. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with the Phoenix Suns. They're also just so bad. I miss Ballwell and Ant-Man. That's right. Ballwell, I'll be honest. I've been pretty light on did I just stop sharing screen? Excuse me. I've been pretty light on Anthony Edwards. I think just because I have Cade and Paolo ahead. There we go. Cat, again, another guy who's kind of victim of the schedule. He's going 14. Doesn't mean it's a bad pick, but just the playoff schedule is not ideal. We see Sabonis, then Barnes, Matty Harrison back on the clock. Matty Harrison. And he gets the Gooner. I do like Sengun. We got T-Bear back here. We got T-Bear, some LeBron, Jalen Johnson, Giddey, potential shots over there. Curious what we're going to land. I think with Sengun off the board, I'm not forcing another big. I'm not forcing a big here. Wouldn't mind getting 1 more wing, but we'll see. We'll probably just do best available when we go. T-Bear takes LeBron James. Let's go. Let's see what we got going on here. Jalen Johnson there for Ballwell. All right, I have a feeling we're going to land with Giddey, but what I might try to do, although you guys are in this draft, I might try to push Giddey and see if I can get him at, we'll see what happens here. All right, so KD goes. I honestly might take Amen here. I might take Amen here and then see if I can get Giddey to fall again. I probably can't. I probably can't get Giddey. So maybe this was a mistake because I don't really want Brunson. But Hardy, Mitchell, we could do Mobley too. I don't know. Maybe that was my first mistake here. Maybe I just ruined Giannis by reaching for Amen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I feel like I screwed up. We'll see. It looks like Giddey's ADP has been climbing because that jumped from, I thought it was like 27 the other day, but now it's climbed up to, what is that? 20. Yeah, it's climbed up to 24. I feel like it was just at 27. Maybe it's because I've done a couple of drafts recently. But we see J-Dub go next. We've got Joe Fesson, who took SGA there, 102. Let's see what he does here with 211, pick 23. Times out there, goes for Harden. We'll see what D-Mark does. I imagine D-Mark feels forced to take a wing here, at least one wing, but his wing options really drop down to Cooper Flagg or Franz Wagner. So maybe he just double-clicks guard. He goes, let's see. I hope he doesn't like Josh Giddey. I would like Josh Giddey to be my first guard on this team. Whatever you do, just don't take. Wait, what is that? Oh, Cooper Flagg. Is that what that is? Cooper Flagg? I'm starting to talk myself into Flagg. All right, he goes Giddey next. I mean, I wouldn't hate Brunson here. I mean, Donovan Mitchell. I don't want to take Jalen Brunson. Brunson goes off the board. So now we get to fade 2 picks. So he goes Giddey and Brunson. What? Oh, wait, I don't have a big yet. I keep thinking I have a big. I'm fine taking Evan Mobley with my next pick. We'll take Mitchell or Mobley here. As long as honestly, though, they could both get picked right now. But Mitchell or Mobley. And then we'll go from there. We just got to hope. We got to hope he gets there. Mitchell's off the board. Come on. Don't do Mobley to me. Although you do have this guy already's taken a big, right? This is the Wembanyama king. So would love Mobs here. So a couple picks ahead of ADP. So we might be okay. And this might be somebody that wants to make sure they get all their positions filled. And they started big wing. I will say, I wish more people were clicking. All right, he takes John Morant. Let's get Mobley up in there. I was talking about the Cavs early on. And Mobley is one of the guys, like the Cav that I want the most of, I think, at this point. So starting Giannis, Amen Thompson, Mobley is pretty solid. Cooper Flagg goes wide, Dad. There you go. I kept it. I kept Cooper Flagg available for you. I think if I had taken Josh Giddey there instead of Amen Thompson, I might take Cooper Flagg at that pick instead of Evan Mobley. But because I started wing with Giannis and Amen Thompson, I can chill. Yeah, Joe Fesson going a guard build to start, right? So he went, you just pointed that out, Shea, Harden, Donovan. That's fine, man. Go get it. Go light yourself on fire. I was in a draft the other day. I don't know if you were in this one, Matt, but they, let's see, T-Bear on the clock as Ballwell took Bam. Some guys started with 4 guards and 5 bigs. It's crazy. Just a crazy draft. Franz falls all the way down to 3-9. Wow. Embiid going to T-Bear. There you go. Embiid is a believer in the 76ers, health department. He believes in their ability. We talked about Embiid quite a bit in our last show. Do agree if he does stay healthy and like plays the full allotment of games minus the back-to-backs, and you're saying you got this guy, that late, that is like behind guys like Bam and Mobley, that is pretty fun. Just so scared. I'm just so scared of the injury stuff with him. All right, here we go. Maddie back on the board after Derek White, Chet, and a Denny run to start the 4th round. Zion, there we go. Mr. OnlyFans off the board. We got T-Bear taking Kawhi next. Let's see. Ballwell's got sprinkled around with a guard, wing, and a big, right? He started Ant, Jalen Johnson, Scam Adebayo. All right, so we don't have any guards yet. We see Brandon Miller off the board. Joker Rock about to make some clicks here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so it's easier to see some of this stuff. Let's see what J-Rock does. Takes Big Z, Y-Dad on the board with a guard and 2 wangs. Let's see, Jaron. All right, we got some 3 bigs so far taken in this round. We're gonna do something for the content. Tyler Hero, welcome aboard here. Let's play your song. It is always so funny to see Top Shot stuff. Wanted Triple J for the brand, but trying to diversify, says Joke Rock. That's the right move. So we get Tyler Hero, 8 picks behind ADP. I'm loving this. I'm loving where we're at right now. Let's see what Joe Fesson does if he takes another guard. We see Jalen Green, Ballwell's guy, off the board there for Vinsanity. Shout out Jeremy Lin, by the way, who retired. Man, Joe Fesson running out the clock every single damn time. Killing me, Joe. Takes another guard, Dyson Daniels. Wow. 4 guards start. Take another one, bro. Keep the streak alive, man. Let's see what he does. I'm sure he's going to run out the clock. And then let's see what he does. How come this isn't auto pick? Okay, another guard. 6 picks, 6 guards. Oh, my God. Which is a little bit scary for me with only 1 guard so far. But holy crap. We'll probably pull up Bane here next if he falls. We're 1 pick away. We can throw DeRozan in there as well. The guard stuff dries up pretty quickly here. We'll throw Trey Murphy up in there. Austin Reeves. I'll tell you what, though. If we take another wing, we won't have to. Who was just taken there? We see Jimmy Butler goes off the board. Yeah, Desmond Bane. Sure, man. Man, this is a really fun start here for your boy. Really fun start for your boy. I mean, I'm sure everybody's feeling this way a little bit. Imagine being in the 1 hole, right? And you start, I'm actually, D-Marks must be a little bit bummed that he went guard, knowing this guy was just going to snake so many guards. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Wow, this is a wild. Maybe I'm overreacting a little bit too much, but I feel like this is we're home run hunting right now the rest of the way. A Giannis, Amin Thompson, Mobley, Hero, Bane spot. And I mean, now listen, most of these aren't too far behind ADP. It's just Giannis following a pick. Amin Thompson a little ahead, Mobley a little ahead, Mobley 1 pick behind. Hero's really the faller that we got lucky with. Joker Rock, anyways, he goes to get Austin Reeves. Ballwell gets his second big in Jalen Duren, which I do wish I had some more Jalen Duren. And then we see Bridges go, Lowry, Trey, Josh Hart, Vooch, and Sarr. The picks are, we're moving at a good pace now. Love the pace that we're at right now. Seemed like we started slow. I don't know if some guys are autoing or what, but we're moving here. MPJ off the board. Sure, let's do another Porter drop, right? If MPJ's off.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things in buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Picks are coming fast and furious right now. Fast and furious here. Ballwell back on the clock here. We lose like 3 viewers every time we do a drop. It's great. Levine off at 66. Man, I got Levine at like 80-something. All right, so honestly, might just take dominating here. What pick are we at? 69. Nice. I think we might just take dominating. Yeah, I think we're gonna. We're gonna get a second big in there. DeAndre Ayton, really wild range of outcomes, but I like getting a second big. I like, and then I'll probably take a third one here much later in the draft. We'll take a third one. Man, I feel pretty good. I think Wing's probably going to dry up a little bit. I saw Thompson. I really like that pick too. I think I would have happily clicked him. We see Sharp go at 70. Interesting. What is Sharp's ADP right now? I get all right at 74. I had to tell you, man, I'm a little bit nervous about that Portland backcourt. I feel like there were points to be had, but I really don't know. Hey, let's give Joe Fesson a round of applause, by the way. Took a wing there. Took a wing in Klay Thompson. Let's look at the next best available. Let's start pulling some names up. I'll take RJ there. OG Anunoby would be fine. Maybe Benedict Mathurin would be cool with any of those. I do think if Darius Garland falls this far, what pick would that be? 76. I just don't know when he's playing, but that would be a fun, like way behind ADP thing. So we'll throw Garland out next. I think I'd be fine with Poole too. I think I'm taking, well, we got 2 picks away. We'll take Garland, RJ, or Poole. I think that's what we'll do. We still got to bet like the 2 wing start of Giannis, like easy. Wait, Klay was 60 spots ahead of ADP? Oh, no. And then what was Nas Reed, too? Was Nas? All right. Oh, man. All right. We got to monitor that now. Unfortunately, that would be a real bummer if this guy started freaking out. All right. We'll take Garland there. Garland way behind ADP. I still don't like really love it. I got to tell you though, if Joe Fesson does like 1 or 2 more Klay Thompson things, we might be in trouble. 1 or 2 more might be absolutely cooked, which would be a real bummer. Especially since we vamped for an hour. We had Giannis fall to us at 4. Come on. That would suck. Let's see. Anybody? We see Jordan Poole. All right, T-Bear on the clock there. I like this start for Ballwell. Ballwell, Ant-Man, Jalen Johnson, Bam, Miller, Duren, Levine, and Poole. We got Wydad, Luka, KD, Flag, Triple J, DeRozan, Thompson, and man, I really like that team too. And then Maddie with the Cade, Goon start is fun. Franz, Zion, Lowry, and Ingram. Yeah, really good stuff from honestly everybody over here. Really like it. Good work, everybody. Man, I feel like this happens once every draft where like one person steps out of line a little bit, but you can't tell like how far they stepped out of line. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it too aggro? Or are they like just, trying to get their guys, or are they tanking? I think we will know with the next pick will kind of decide. And I'll be honest, if this guy makes 2 bad picks in a row, I am pushing the plane and ending the stream. Because I'm going to be inconsolable. After just the beauty that was the Giannis at pick 4. Damn. Maddie making sure he gets his guy there. Jay Nivey. Let's see. We got T-Bear on the clock here. Gets Castle at 80. What's Castle's ADP been at? Did it jump up? Wow, Castle's jumped up. I feel like that was over 100 for a little while. We would like to grab a wing here at some point, I think, with the 3-2-2 build, but I don't think I'd force it. We'll queue up Simons 3 picks away. I don't think we're taking another big yet. However, if we did take another big, oh, did McDaniels just go? Yeah, man. If we did take another big, we could just shut it down after that. Honestly, wouldn't hate any of these guys. Let's see. I always forget like what pick number we're at. Yeah, so we're reaching a little bit with some of these. We'll see what Joker Rock and Wydad do, and then we'll kind of make our decision. Wydad and Joker Rock both like loaded up on some wings. Joker Rock gets Rudy, and then Simons goes. I like the Simons pick right there. I like both of those. We'll take Cam Johnson. We'll get our 3rd wing, basically right around ADP. So now we've got a 3-3-2, which kind of like leaves the door open for anything. I don't think we need to force too many more wings here. What we all really need to do is zoom in on Joe. No, ain't no way this gets canceled. Not after 6 normal picks. I don't know. He just took Zach Edey, man. And what was Edey's ADP? 1. I mean, I guess Edey 20 spots ahead of ADP. I don't know. 20 spots ahead of ADP. He's on the clock again here. Ace Bailey. All right, we might be okay. We might be alive. It's close though, man. It's freaking close. I think I will take Freddie Van Fucks here, Freddie Van Fleet. I think I will take him. I'm fine with that at pick 100, a little behind ADP. I really like these aren't some of my favorite plays. Honestly, I think this is my first or second Darius Garland share. This might be my first Fred Van Fleet. I don't have a ton of Amin Thompson as we showed earlier. But man, I really like this. Yeah, Edie was a little bit of a reach, but Bailey, I think, was okay. I think Bailey was okay. Man, this is tough. I can hear my phone popping off over there. All right, Joker Rock gets Monk. We saw KPJ go. I'm not going to play the drop for a third time, but it's been a lot of KPJ. Yeah, I like that. This spot's so interesting. I feel like Malik Monk, if he somehow stays with Sacramento and the vibes get better, I feel like he smashes that spot, right? They don't have a point guard right now. It's like Dennis Schroeder. You either have to decide that Dennis is like the most insane value for where he's going if he's their starting point guard, or Malik Monk probably should be going like 10 spots higher. Keegan Murray, we got Nick Claxton. Ooh. I have not drafted any Claxton. Claxton goes 107, but I do think his ADP has shifted quite a bit because I thought it was a lot higher early on. His ADP is 97. Okay, yeah, I got him ranked 133. Shout out our guy TST. CJ Buckets, man. I haven't gotten a lot of CJ, but I'm happy he's getting picked. Ooh, the Sacramento Bulls. Excuse me. Yes. What's up, Magic Murillo? Good to see you. Yeah, why, Dad? I think you're right. I mean, he took Clay and Edie like 60 and 30 spots ahead of ADP, respectfully. So it's a little tricky, but I think we're okay. The Ace Bailey got us back on track. Got us a little bit back on track, anyways. Oh, man, my computer's freezing up. Oh, there we go. We're back. The Zanger at 113 is good value. I think people are scared of Kristaps' health, which whatever I get, but I think he could absolutely smash in the spot. Keontae George goes here next. I like that. We'll see what Joker Rock does here. We're at a 4-3-2 build right now. I do want to get another big, but I think it's going to be a flyer on somebody later. Honestly, depending on what Y-Dad does here. Pod God, there we go. Filipowski. Damn, I was looking at Filipowski there, and maybe you knew that. But we're going to take Andrew Wiggins. Again, Wiggs behind ADP, honestly. Maybe we should have went John Collins since how far behind the ADP that was. But I just think Wiggins outscores Collins, so I'm not really too worried about it. Let's throw up. We might grab another. Well, I don't think it makes sense to get another wing. Hartenstein, Edgecombe. Throw some of those guys up there. What pick was that? That was pick 117. So our next pick is 124. All right, Tumani Kamara, then Brolo. Wait, what's Lopez's ADP? I'm like so scared of this guy now. Lopez ADP is at 177. 177. He was just taken at 119. Walter Clayton, ADP 191, was just taken at 122. We're in the danger zone, man. I know you're saying it's not going to happen, but Underdog needs to. I agree with you, Magic Murillo. I agree. Yeah, Lowry already went. Lowry already went to our guy Matty Harrison. I think we just take Jalen Suggs here. So just a little recap here. This is my guards. We got Tyler Hero, Desmond Bane, Garland, Fred VanVleet, Suggs. Our wings are Giannis, Amin Thompson, Cam Johnson, and Andrew Wiggins. Our bigs are Mobley and Ayton. Again, I feel like we're pretty wide open. We do want to get a third big. I left Bilal Coulibaly for my guy Y-Dad. Kuzma goes off the board. Kuzma's somebody I think I need to relook at. I'm not taking a lot of Kuz, but I think that's like recency bias, and I think it's hard when you get traded mid-year. I don't know. Maybe he bounces back a little bit. I think I got to reevaluate. Storm and Norman there. Got to Ballwell. You're welcome. I was looking at him too, but after taking Wiggins, not that they both can't get there, but I think Miami's being a little undervalued just because they had a disappointing year. I don't know if they're going to win a ton of games, but as long as they don't tank, I think all of their guys can get there. All right, so 4 rounds left, right? 13 or no, yeah, 12, 13, 14. No, 5 rounds left. 5 rounds left. Bub Carrington there at the turn for Unk. Let's kind of look at some guys you would like to see fall. I think Draymond would make sense here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Obviously, I'd be fine with Beal or Knipple. Neesmith I would like here. Trey I would like. And then, yeah, I think any of these bigs would be fun as well. Although I don't know if they'll all be there. I love myself some Santi Aldama as well. But we'll see what the board gives us here. Seems like the draft slowed down a little bit. Maddie getting iHeartRadio there at 129, decent ADP value, followed by Neesmith. Neesmith, I feel like should be going. Neesmith and Obi, Obi's probably going where he should. But Neesmith, I feel like would be okay jumping up. There goes McCain and Canoops. Followed by SPJ. Joker Rock getting his grizz on. See what Wydad does here. Let's see what we got. All right, Wydad takes Collier. I think we are going to... Man, Bradley Beal. What pick are we on right now? I'm not trying to get a lot of Bradley Beal, but we're at pick 141. I think we just take Beal there. I don't have a lot of Beal. And then listen, I hope I can take one of Eves or Derek Lively with this next pick, and then I'll shut down Biggs, I think. I'll just shut it down with 3. All right, we saw Harrison. Man, he went Barnes and then... What's Barnes' fucking ADP, man? 186. I don't know, man. He's flirting with it. He is flirting with it. Yeah, I think he should. I mean, I think all of the Pacers should get a little bit of a boost. I did like what TST said. Everybody drink. I feel like I've said that like 40 times this show of like pushing. Like, I think Siakam maybe does not jump up as much as we would assume he does. But I do think the rest of them. All right, we'll take Eves Missy here. Pick 148. A little bit of value on that one. Not a ton, but a little bit. 3 rounds left, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. 3 rounds left. We'll scroll over. But yeah, man, he is flirting with canceling this thing. Also, I'm hearing my phone go off a ton. Hold on. Had to get the phone. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, did I miss anything good? We saw Schroeder go. Maddie gets his guy. We see Trey Johnson at 155 is pretty nice there. I do like Trey. Following with Grimes. Sex God here. I feel like there's some... I wonder if Sexton is on the horn. We need our guy Ryan and Regulator and all of our Charlotte crew to let us know what's going to happen with Sexton this season. Like, is he there the whole year? You know? I don't know, though. I do not know. All right, Drew Holiday over there. All right, let's start queuing up some guys. Boucher already went. That's too bad. Boucher would have been fun. That's my own fault. Let's look at these Cavs. Who took Hunter? D-Marks took Hunter. Strus, I don't think is draftable. Yeah, it's just tough. I don't know what to do with these guys, man. I do not know what to do with these guys. So we got a 6-4-3 build. I think we might take one more wing and then just kind of guard it up. We got to queue up our guy Keyshawn, of course, here. I know Dad's probably going to take him. I do like Davion Mitchell. I know a lot of people don't, but I do like Davion. We're going to go ahead and take Cole Anthony. Took Cole Anthony like very early, I know, but we're just at a point where it doesn't matter. I'm tempted to take a fourth big here in Derek Lively. Just do a 7-5-4 build. I don't know. I mean, Derek Lively like really fallen. Could take Karis LeVert if he gets there. I don't like really love Karis, but it's not my favorite. All right, what did this guy do? What did this psycho do? Jaime Jaquez. Let's see. Of course, you got to get Jaquez when he's there. Let's see. Make sure you run the clock down. Thank you for doing that for us. All right, he takes Lonzo. He believes in the Lonzo resurgence. I like the K to pick there, too. Honestly, I might just take Derek Lively's fallen so far down, man. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. I don't want to take four bigs typically, but man, that's great. That's great value there at 172. And now we'll take a wing with our last spot, and I think we will finish 7-5-4. I'm okay with only four wings here, with like Andrew Wiggins being our fourth. We're in pretty good shape. I do want to try to get probably some safety. We'll just queue up some guys. I'm still a Taylor Hendricks believer here. Our guy Jarris Walker, we probably could have taken him with that pick. Let's get Walker ahead of Kelly Oubre. Honestly, I'm going to put Ryan Dunn ahead of Kelly Oubre, and I'm going to put. I don't think I want Oubre, but let's look at some more wings here. Anybody that's like falling through the cracks? Like, is anybody believing in Chris Middleton, Jeremy Grant, Zaire Williams, Lou Dort, Gigi Jackson? I didn't know Robert. How's Robert Covington projecting right now? Hasn't played in a year. Derek Jones Jr. We could take a shot on some rookies here in Brooklyn. I don't know. Who just went off the board? Did we like already make it to the turn? There we go. Kelly Oubre's off the board. Okay. We'll label this Festin draft so I can be sure to check in on him. Yeah, go just see how he's doing, you know? Yeah, why, Dad? I'm with you on Ryan Dunn. I've been taking a lot of him early in the season. Man, Jarris Walker at 181 is good. Russ goes, who hasn't been signed to a team yet. Everybody's favorite 16th round pick, Young. He goes. Big old Grady Dick goes to Matty Harrison here. Almost through this draft, boys and girls. We did it. Yeah, I've been taking some Bryce and some Taylor Hendricks. I think like Taylor Hendricks honestly was showing a little bit of promise last year before he just straight up snapped his leg. Jeremy Grant goes, Karis LeVert there. Baldwell getting Karis LeVert at 186. What's his ADP? I know ADP doesn't matter. 167 though, 21 picks of value there. I think we will. I mean, depending on what Wydad does, I think we will take one of Ryan Dunn or Taylor Hendricks here. We'll take Ryan Dunn. Here we go. Who did Wydad finish up with? Wydad, you did a really solid solid job with your team. Goes Davion and Terrence Shannon with his last two. Matty with his last two. Fears and Dick. Baldwell gets Nah. I've been wondering if people have been taking Nah on Karis LeVert. I wound up here. This is my fault. Well, let's actually check T-Bear. What did T-Bear you finish with? Your last two. Got Tatum up there, Jovic, Middleton, and Jay Grant. 2020 All-Star team. Love it. Joker Rock with Kesson Wallace and Jay Huff. Love that. Jordan Clarkson going there. I finished here with 7 guards: Hero, Bane, Garland, Fred VanVleet, Suggs, Beal, and Anthony. Wings of Giannis, Almond, Cam, Wiggins, and Dunn. And then 4 bigs: Mobley, Ayton, Missy, and Lively. Hell yes. Good job, everybody. Good job. No, you did all right. You did all right. Don't beat yourself up, T. Charles. We'll call it quits there. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. We'll fire up more of these. Hopefully, we will be able to fill these things faster as we get closer. But this is my fault for doing one right before the NBA season starts. Everybody's plugged into their rankings right now. But appreciate everybody hanging out. Enjoy the rest of the one. We'll be back soon. Thanks for drafting. We out, skis.